Alright, y'all, this is me trying to get back on track again. Big shock that I am off track. So, this is my first meal of the day. Today is Thursday, August the 20 something. I'm going to say the 27th. Alexa, what is today's date?
It's Thursday, August 27th.
I was right. It's August 27th, and it's just after 2 o'clock, and I'm going to have my first meal of the day. I've decided to have a bigger first meal and a smaller second meal for today at least. So, I've had this obsession with pork chops for the last little while. So I'm going to fry myself up some pork chops, 2 of them. And then I'm going to have with it this Simply Steam vegetable medley with cheese. And I'll show you how I prepare my pork chops. I had never made a pork chop until like a week and a half ago. And I had gotten some on sale and I didn't know how to make them, so I asked my neighbor, who's like a mom to me, how I should prepare these, and this is what she told me. I'm going to do something a little different today. Use a little different seasoning than I did before to see how it turns out. Okay, first we're going to use some Lawry's seasoned salt, and because I'm using seasoned salt, I'm not going to be using any other kind of salt. This has plenty of salt in it. So we're just going to sprinkle that on there like so. Next I'm going to add some ground pepper. Oh, I come out a little fast. And then this is the new seasoning I got. It's by Kinder's. It's called Buttery Steakhouse. There's no carbs, no calories. It says it's good for chicken, beef, fish, and vegetables. And I am aware that this is pork, but it still sounds good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. And the ingredients in this is salt, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, butter flavors, spices, red bell pepper, parsley, yeast extract, turmeric, sunflower oil. So it sounds pretty good. So we're just going to do that. And I'm just going to rub it in. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Just to give it a nice little coating. Alright, I'm going to pop on over to the stove and show you how I cook it up. This is how I'm going to prepare my pork chops. I have my skillet turned on. And I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter. This is actually margarine, not butter, just so we're clear. I'm going to let that melt and get hot. Go ahead and put my pork chops in. I'm going to go ahead and cook these for about 7 minutes on each side at medium heat. And I'm going to cover them while they cook. some of you probably won't like this because it's burnt, and you're gonna probably give me a hard time because it looks burnt, but I don't consider it burnt. I like my food done. And this stuff that's on the bottom here, that blackened stuff, that's where the season is. So I scraped the bottom of the skillet and put that on my pork because it tastes so good. I have about 2 more minutes to go. My veggies are in the microwave, and then I will be back. Alright, these are done, so I'm going to go ahead and plate them up because I like to have them to rest for a couple minutes before I actually eat them. So I'm just going to transfer them to my plate. And this, like I said, right here is where all the seasoning is. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And I don't like to waste this. And it actually tastes good. It does not taste burnt, as you would probably think. Of course, I'm not going to scrape it all off, but that is the seasoning. I just put it over top. And then the clarified butter that's left, I just go ahead and drizzle some of it over the top of the pork chop as well. And there it is plated up. I'll show you a better picture here in a minute. But I don't even use any kind of sauce to dip it in. Sometimes I'll use a barbecue sauce, but not all the time. And I'm not going to today because it just looks perfect the way it is. There's my first meal plated up. My 2 pork chops that I just cut into strips. They're very tender. I took a little bite to see how it tasted. That steakhouse seasoning tasted amazing on it. Let me see if I can show you again up close. I found this at Kroger. Oh, hang on. I found this at Kroger. It's Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. It says it's good for beef, chicken, fish, and veggies, but I say it tastes good for pork. So there's no calories, no carbs. Those are the ingredients. I'm sure you can find it other places, but I got it at Kroger. So there's my lunch, first meal. The pork chops, the cheesy veggies. The carbs here is the veggies, and that is 4 grams of net carbs. And then I'll have to add up the calories. I'm not sure off the top of my head because I'm not sure how many calories is in a pork chop. So this is my first meal. I also drank a bottle of water with some flavoring in it, some pineapple mango water enhancer. I'm also going to have another bottle of plain water with my meal. Right here is my second and final meal of the day, or food that I'm going to eat. And I'm going to have a cup of cottage cheese with 5 strawberries, and I don't know how many blackberries there are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 blackberries. So when I was making this, I started thinking about the bugs in the strawberries. So I decided to test the theory, and I'm also going to test the theory with some blackberries as well, to see, black raspberries, to see if the theories is true. So what I did was I ground up, I have pink Himalayan salt, and I put about, there's about a teaspoon in each container. And it says to use warm water. So I'm just going to fill these up with some warm water. There's one. Oops. None of the videos that I watched really gave a full description on, or instructions on how much salt or how much water. There's one person I saw that used warm water, so that's what I use, is the warm water and the salt. Just gonna give it a stir. Get it all combined. I'm not going to do a lot of these. I'm just going to do a couple. I'll do 4 strawberries. That one is a little bad, but do that there, and we'll do 3 blackberries. And the instructions say, some say let them sit 5 minutes, some say let them sit 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and let them sit for 30 minutes. And I'm going to go eat my cottage cheese and strawberries. And when I come back, I hope that I won't be grossed out by what I see. I'm going to see if this really works. Is that something floating already? What is that? Oh my god, guys. It's a worm. Look at that. I just dropped it in, and that's what happened. Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe those are just particles from the strawberries. What do you guys think? Strawberry particles or bugs? Let's move them over to the corners so we can see better. There we go. Hold on, we're gonna stay here for a minute. That looks like it's moving. Let's look over here in the blackberries. don't know. I kind of feel like those are the little thingies off the blackberries and the blue strawberries, and not really bugs. What do you think that is, guys? That looks like a legitimate bug. Alright, we will let this sit for 30 minutes and I'm going to go eat and I will be back to see what happens to the strawberries and the salt water and the blackberries. Alright, it's been 30 minutes and I'm going to take the strawberries out and see what we're left with. Let's get a close look here. Don't really see the little things I was seeing were just like strawberry seeds, the little things from the strawberries, but I don't really see any bugs. I mean, maybe that was a something. There was one thing I saw that was a little questionable, but I don't know where it went. But I would say no. These are just normal strawberry parts. They came off of the strawberry. So no bugs in the strawberries. Pour that one out. Alright, let's look at the blackberries. Let's look in there. Nope, I don't see anything in there either. Just the little thingies off of the strawberry or the blackberries. Alright, so I guess I busted that myth. At least my strawberries, the ones I tested, are clean. And my black raspberries. Alright, so much for that. And I will see you guys again. Alright, I decided to have a little bit more because I am a little bit hungry. So I decided to have a serving of the dry salami, which is 1 carb, and 2 of the Great Value snacking cheese squares, and those are 0 carbs, as well as a Dr. Diet Cherry Dr. Pepper. And that is definitely the last thing for the night.